funny people can find out.
Only funny people, yeah. I think there's no. Uh, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. What about you?
Doing very well. Thanks for asking. And, okay, so I think our topic is dealing with rude people.
Okay.
Quite. I mean,
Interesting.
yeah. Yes, I think something practical also because we do need to, deal with different types of people. Not necessarily rude, but sometimes they can be sarcastic. They can be, so different types of people. I think, but then yeah, I think they would somewhere come under the umbrella of being rude. Okay,
Yes.
so yes,
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm fixing my fan.
yeah.
Go ahead. Ah,
Okay. All right. So, why, on that note, let's begin. Have you come across rude people, and where normally do we come across such people? Have there been any instances?
a lot, many. Every week I face a rude people. Not one or two, three or four. Have you ever been to a sales or marketing?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So you can imagine how many okay, you can confront a rude people throughout the day if you are doing marketing or sales in the market, right?
Uh huh.
So when you try to represent your product or your service in front of a stranger, if they don't need it, they are not interested in it. Few people will let you. Thank you so much for letting me know. Okay, I am not interested. They will say, but out of 10, one, two or three, maybe four, you will found they will criticize you. They will, they will uh, react as they are, you are their enemy. They, they are jealous of us. So I have found they have ignored, they have root on me. Once upon a time, what I had, I'm a fitness coach, right? So every morning, whenever on weekend, if I have time, early morning, I go to the park, not go to park, different park, and I introduce my service to a stranger, right? So I have remember one incident that uh, there are a group of two or three people. They were doing exercise, and those all two or three people were overweight, right? So when I caught them, I thought, oh, let's talk to them. They could be my client, right? So I went and they were having little bit movement of their body. So I said, "Please, sorry for the interruption. May I take you 2 minutes regarding fitness so that I can discuss it?" So he said, "Can't you see we are doing exercise? Get lost from there."
Oh my.
And yes, yes, no problem. So I said, "Okay, sorry." Then they began laughing at me. Make they began some. They say later on another sentence. Then began laughing at. I ignored that. I said sorry for you. I disturbed you people. I'm so sorry. I moved ahead. Right. And I have there's many. After every 2 or 3 weeks, when you try to sell something and you try to convince something in the market, you will face it's normal. But it's my habit. Has been habit. I don't take it personally now. On the
Yeah.
other hand, the people perceive my service. The people perceive the value of hiring a fitness coach or the kinds of services I'm trying to offer them. They respect. On the other hand, this they keep telling me, appreciating my service, appreciating me. Thank you so much, Deepak, yeah, for letting me know. I was looking for a fitness coach. I was looking for this, that can help me. So somewhere we get appreciated, somewhere we get disrespected, insulted in the market.
Yes.
So if you want to do anything worthwhile in your life, you will have to criticism, sarcasm. People will you got to go.
Yeah, Deepak, your voice was breaking in the middle. I hope the connection is fine. The volume is
Okay.
yeah.
Connection is fine. Can I repeat again?
No. You don't need to. I got most of it. What you said, I got most of it. Just to check so that in future we are not disturbed by the connection. Okay,
Sure.
fair enough. Yes, I think a very nice point which you said, Deepak, is not to take it personally. That is where I think if somebody says, for example, the exercise you were talking about, that they were exercising and they said, can't you see we are exercising here? So I think, such a person is already revolving in a different orbit, in a different framework. So we should just leave them to where they are. Maybe they don't want to interact with other people. So maybe we should just allow them to be there. Okay, so when you talk of the rude behavior, I think it's not only the behavior, it's also the vibe which is passed on, from one person to the other. And as in English it would say that it would leave a bad taste in a person's mouth, right? So for example, if you went to the shop and let's say you were asking the shopkeeper to show you something, and it has happened to me sometimes where I don't exactly have a lot of information
Yes.
about a particular product, or maybe I don't know much about that product, but I'm searching for it. I'm looking for it. And then when you ask the shopkeeper, they don't show you properly. They just, they are just looking here and there. And, you're telling them, okay, can you show me that? Can you show me this, please? Can you show me different brands? And they just take out something for the name's sake. And, so, that leaves a bad taste. Or if you have a little, argument, if you have a little yeah, if you have a little argument with a person, then when you leave the shop, you say it has left a bad taste in my mouth, it has left a bad taste, na? Okay, all right, fair enough. So how best in your opinion could one deal with such kind of behaviors? So, and to make matters worse, sometimes you are not in a good mood, maybe you are battling enough of problems in your own steam, and then you come across this and you're like, oh god, what an avalanche of bad luck, or what a stroke. So in your opinion, which is a good way to deal with situations like this?
So it's a very important topic we are discussing today. Everybody face this kinds of either they're at home with their wife, their mother, their sister, their brother, boyfriend, girlfriend, no stranger in the traffic, everywhere, the colleague. Okay, you are confronting with argument or something like that, and your reaction is supposed like you are going to very bad reaction on that time. You think about consequences. Okay, what would be consequences of that fight or that argument if you are reacting badly? Take a deep breath and think about consequences. If the consequences is going to benefit you, then go ahead. If it is not, then take your step back, let it do go.
Mm.
Right, let's suppose this example. I'm riding or driving in a traffic. Okay, and usually most of the time we get you know uh, rude with a stranger with who is walking and riding with us, and they are disturbing. Sometimes we uh, get fight on the middle of the road sometimes. But you are going to office or some places that is important, and in the middle of the because of someone else misbehaving, you know you are disturbing your whole day, arguing with him or her. And if you something big fight happen, then what would be? Would you be able to finish that work where you are going on time? On the other hand, on you will, you know, your whole day will be gone bad,
Mhm. Your
right?
whole day will go bad, yes.
Go bad, and you can't focus on the work where you will be reaching after that fight. You would keep thinking about this fight and this argument and this, this bad things.
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. All
Right.
right, great.
So that's
Wonderful.
what. And second thing is one more thing. In this, I'm learning these all things. I'm short tempered person. I also fight with a stranger in the traffic or here there. But I'm learning. I'm trying to control my emotion. These all things. There is an author called Wayne Dyer. Okay, he's a spiritual guru. He was a spiritual guru. He's no more now. And he came to India and learned many things from Indian culture or scriptures and gurus from India. And he says that instead of being right, we usually have many times fight with our in our relationship. Instead of being right, be kind.
Yeah, I've heard that phrase too.
Yes. So if you are right, that means you are only benefiting yourself. If you are kind, you are benefiting yourself on the other person also. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's also I'm trying to learn this whole thing. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. As you rightly said, that it's important for a person to be kind rather than be right.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
also. Okay, all right, great. So let's look at another phrase in English which says to have a rude awakening. To have a rude awakening means to come to know a shocking truth, to come to know a shocking new truth. That is to have a rude awakening. Okay, all right. So so just as how I also want to say, just as how a bad word can spoil our entire day and can really discourage us, similarly a good word can also make wonders, right? So for example, even if, let's say, I'm behaving rudely, or let's say even things are not, I'm not doing well, but a good word from someone, if somebody appreciates me and says that you're doing well, you're doing good, you have a never give up attitude, even a good word can go a long way and can make that drastic can make that paradigm shift in your behavior. So just as how bad uh, how impactful a negative word is, the same way a positive word is very impactful and can make a huge change.
I have a real story on that.
Please tell me.
A student, he is almost 24, 25 years old. And 2 months back, he was very lazy, very lazy. I used to scold in the training period. I used to say, what you are doing? You are such tall, you are 24 years old, and your body is like lazy, dumb, something like that. What you are doing, what you will do in your life? Nothing you can do in your life. I was scolding, but in last 2 months, when I appreciated him with a gift, I one time or two times I asked him to just give me 6 or 7 rounds of this ground non-stop, and he did. After that, I appreciated with him with a prize or reward. After that, he is, oh my god, he is not unstoppable, non-stoppable. No, he is pushing throughout his limit, out of his limit, and is doing great. Just I rewarded him in the middle of the many people, amongst many people, right? And now he's fully, energized whenever he come. Okay, sir, what do I need to do? Tell me, I'm going to do. And he's totally pumped up now.
Yes, he's
And
totally
and one
motivated.
motivate, yes. And one more thing that a lady, say a few days back, uh, she misbehaved with one of my client, right? She's also my client, and she misbehaved. She insulted her. So I told her that you are not doing good. She's new, and you are almost 3 or 4 months older than her. So this is the not way you could treat a new join the one who is joining. The you cannot
Yeah.
compare with. Uh, and I believe that she's doing good if I compare to you, right? She got in, but she felt bad. And then a few days back, I said, okay, so how is performance? How is my performance now? I said a little bit improvement. I said, but she said, okay, I need to improve more. I said, obviously you need to improvement. And yesterday I asked her, Ki, you are, you have got, drastic changes in your energy, in your stamina, in your endurance. And I believe you can do more than you think. You can lift more than you think. You can push more than you think. You are champion of our cricket. And now today, she was doing exercise. I was performing. I asked her to perform exercise that is burpees. And literally, uh, 3 or 4 days back, she was going 10 to 12 burpees. And today she did 20 burpees, you know, and she literally got black out and fell down on the ground. I had to prove, sir, that no, I can do, just
Yes,
for little appreciation.
yes, yes, yes. I think appreciation and motivation, I think, goes a long way.
Yes.
Rather than material things, you may have a lot of material things, but I think, like even as a teacher, I remember when I initially became a teacher, that's many years ago. We went to the college to train, and one of our we were sitting down for lunch, and one of my fellow colleague teachers said that her class cut a cake for her at the end of the session. It wasn't her birthday or anything. The session got over, the training got over, so we had to leave the college. So on the last day they cut a cake. So she said, even more than my salary that I receive, these are the moments which
Yes.
touch me. So that I always remember that sentence, what she said, that even more than my salary. So I think nobody works for free. Everyone works so that they can take home a certain XYZ package, right? And I remember this trainer saying that, they cut a cake for me, and it was, more rewarding than,
Yes.
my salary. And
Yes.
so I think the same thing as you said. So I think, yes, a good word and a bad word goes a long way. All right. So I'll put a
Yes.
word in the chat. Deepak, I just wanted to pronounce this word for me. Hmm?
Jealous.
Jealous.
Jealous. Okay. Jealous. Jealous.
Jealous, right?
Jealous.
Jealous.
Okay.
So instead of being jealous of someone, like as you
Jealous.
said, that colleague, who was being rude to the younger,
Mm-hmm.
the new colleague. So indirectly, she was being jealous. Actually,
Jealous.
she
Okay.
was
Jealous.
good. She was being a good performer, so she was being jealous, right? So,
Jealous.
so we shouldn't be jealous. We should, if I believe that a person who can appreciate others is strong themselves. That is why you can appreciate others. It shows how big you are. That is why you can appreciate others. Otherwise you cannot appreciate others if you yourself have a small mind.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Let's move on with this topic. um okay, let's see some more. Are there some
Mm-hmm.
funny ways to deal with rude people? No, I don't think there could be any funny ways. I don't know. Do you think there are
Only funny people can find out. Only funny people can find out.
only funny people? Yeah, I think there's no other way. Okay.
Uh,
Do you think sometimes being rude is necessary? Do you think
yes.
sometimes in some places being rude, so there are two things: either being rude will vent out your own anger, like maybe you just have to vent it out on somebody, you can't help it. Either that can be the situation, or else do you think some situations we have to be rude, and why?
Yes. God has given us, okay, this power. You can be rude or be polite or emphasize, show sympathy. These all things. And we must learn where we have to be rude, where you have to be kind, where you have to be bold, where we have to stay, empathize other, right? So we have to find out where, what attitude needed, right? Only becoming kind, okay, is not going to make you a gentleman, or a strong man, or a great person. Sometimes you must, what in our scriptures in Krishna says that there is a mythology, that Mahabharata, right? That Bhishma was a very, very, very powerful person, individual in Mahabharata. But in front of him, his daughter-in-law were getting molested by his son-in-law, another son-in-law, cousin son-in-law. And he was a powerful. No one can defeat him on this yug. He was just, even Bhagwan Parshuram did not defeated his Bhishma. And because of he has taken oath that I would not raise my hand and I would not stand in, anything in front of my upcoming generation, come what may, right? And she was getting molested, his daughter-in-law, and he was feeling bad, but because of those oaths, he did not take reaction or did not take action against that circumstances. So when God said him, you had power, you had all knowledge and no tools to defeat this world. No one can oppose you on this world. However, you didn't try to stop that event. Your own daughter-in-law being molested in front of you, and you didn't say a single word. You are just crying and hiding your face, but you didn't do. And that is why I'm giving you punish today. Right.
Correct.
So we must know where we have to take a stand against any bad circumstances or bad problem. If someone is becoming weak, 5 or 10 people are beating a beggar or a girl or any helpless people, our responsibility to save that person.
Absolutely.
Individual. That point of time is our time to show anger, rudeness, or power.
Lovely, lovely,
or
very nice. Very nice.
But
lovely.
we don't do.
Yeah.
But we don't do.
Lovely, lovely. Very nice, very nice. We have to show that rudeness in a positive way. Lovely, lovely.
And God has given us these all things.
Yes, very nice. A very nice way of channelizing this. Like I said, do we have to be rude? Yes, we can be rude, but we have to do it in the right way. Channelize our energies in the right way. What a beautiful way of thinking.
And Sardar Bhagat Singh, he became rude against the English people, and that is why we have freedom today. If Sardar Bhagat Singh or Subhash Chandra Bose or Mahatma Gandhi, these all freedom fighters, could not become rude, how we could get this freedom? Never ever.
Absolutely, we wouldn't have the freedom if had they not fought for us. Absolutely. All right, amazing, Deepak. I think wonderful ideas, wonderful ways in which you express yourself, always with a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. Uh, Great, you're doing great. Just a few highlights from today's class. Pronunciation, jealous, yeah, pronunciation, and a little bit of articles and prepositions that you can practice on, right? Try and learn new words also, because you're so energetic, you're so enthusiastic, and I can see even the ideas that you have are so brilliant, honestly. So imagine if you have the right verbiage, you have the right phrases, you have the right vocabulary. Just imagine what you will be able to do, right? So other than that, great as usual. It was an excellent class. Yes. Wish you all the very best. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for connecting with us today.
More than welcome. More than welcome. Cheers.